Welcome to the second installment of the Appendix Series, a series expanding on the infinite energy files with new topics that were not important for that theory, but are related to what was discussed in those videos. In the last episode, I discussed the lore behind Togepi, Celebi, and most importantly, the Kimono Girls and how they are connected to the Sinjo ruins. Also how they are the ones who gave Mr. Pokemon the mystery egg, and it's him who in this video will give us the key to understand how the traditions of the Johto region were created and how it is related to the regions of Hoenn, Kalos, and Unova. So, who is Mr. Pokemon? This gentleman is a casual Pokemon researcher who lives in the Johto region. He has a large collection of foreign magazines and coins, suggesting that he travels very often. From all his travels, he has made contacts with people who are professional Pokemon researchers and some others that keep the traditions of the regions alive. But there is a particular topic in which he seems to have more knowledge than most people: the legends of the Hoenn region. In the post-game of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Mr. Pokemon will give you, depending of the version, the red or blue orb, items related to Groudon and Kyogre. He will say that a friend came from Hoenn to give him the orb. This person might be Steven Stone, the champion of the Hoenn region, who in these games is visiting the Kanto region, especially knowing his fascination for geology. The next step after this is going to Route 47, where we will find the ruins of an ancient tower, the Embedded Tower. Here is where Kyogre, Groudon, and after obtaining the Jade Orb from Professor Oak, Rayquaza, can be catched. In this place, a hiker explains how a long time ago, people from the Hoenn region migrated to Johto and built the Embedded Tower to worship the Weather Trio, legendary Pokemon from the Hoenn region. This makes me think that the cultures of the regions of Johto and Hoenn unified as one, especially because this will explain everything about the Johto region's lore. First, this tower is really similar to the Sky Pillar, place built by the Draconids, people from Hoenn who worship dragon Pokemon, Rayquaza in particular. As I mentioned in part 2 of my theory, the Dragon Tamer clan from Blackthorn City is really similar to the Draconids. Both worship dragon Pokemon and act as lore keepers of their respective regions. This is really easy to explain if the people from the Dragon Tamer clan are descendants of the people who traveled from Hoenn to Johto and built the Embedded Tower to worship Rayquaza. After all, there is proof of the Dragon Tamer clan worshipping Rayquaza. In the manga, the master of the clan is shown to have a Rayquaza on his helmet, and the clan obtains its name from a trainer class introduced in the Hoenn games in which most of those trainers appeared in the Meteor Falls, place where the Draconids reside. Now, the influence of Hoenn in Johto doesn't end here. The people who built the ruins of Alph and the Sinjo ruins may be linked to them as well. See, there are only two groups of people who are allowed to enter the Sky Pillar: the Draconids and the descendants of the original Sutupolitans. These groups are connected. The Draconids became what they are after a meteor fell in their home place, while Sutopolis is located in the crater left by a meteor. But there is something more. Both groups were visited by AC. If you go to Sutopolis in Horas, you'll see a tree. During the Delta episode, Wallace is seen talking with the master of the Sutupolitans. They are talking about the huge man from Kalos who gave them that tree. That, plus the flower we see next to the tree, confirms that man was AC. Meanwhile, Zinnia explains that the Draconids who saw Rayquaza Mega Evolving for the first time also had contact with AC, as he was the one who explained what was happening with the legendary Pokemon. AC probably passed down his knowledge about infinite energy to the people from Hoenn. This is why Xenia knows about that kind of energy. But she mentions something more. In part 1 of my Infinite Energy Files series, I explained how AC is one of the twin heroes from the Unova region, that the war he was part of was the war against his brother, and the Abyssal Ruins are a memorial for that brother. As the twin heroes, they had on their power the two Pokémon who splitted from the original dragon, Reshiram and Zekrom. Those Pokémon represent truth and ideals, and at one point, Xenia takes her time to ask this question. The actions that you are taking now, are they based on the ideals you cling to, or are they based on actual truths? Also, in part 2, I provided the evidence that makes me think that AC and his brother worshipped Arceus, as the presence of 14 of the Arceus plates in the Abyssal Ruins. And this takes us back to Johto. Here we have the ruins of Alph and the Sinjo Ruins, places built for Arceus by the people who then became the Ho-Oh cult. This is probably related to something that happens in Auras. In those games, it is impossible to enter the Sky Pillar without the help of Wallace. Until he removes the seal, there will be someone who won't let you enter the building, and that person is a Furisode Girl. The Furisode is a style of kimono, and the trainer class in almost every language is named Kimono Girl, and they are heavily linked to the Kimono family as they are the trainers that appear in Valerie's gym. And the Kimono Girls worship Ho-Oh and Lugia. During the whole game, they constantly test you to see if you have the potential to bring back the legendary Pokémon, similar to how the master of the Dragon Clan, after testing you, will ask if you know about the legendary Ho-Oh or Lugia. Also, the hiker who talks about the embedded tower seems to be the same guy who explains what the plates and Arceus are in the Canalave library, and the one who is researching the Sinjo ruins with Cynthia, indicating that these places may be related. All of this makes me think that the Draconids are the clan who built the ruins of Alph, and also the same as the Dragon Tamer clan. Now you could say that this is not possible, as the Draconids met AC 1000 years ago, and the ruins of Alph were built 1500 years ago. But the only time that the antiquity of the ruins is mentioned, it's in a really vague way, meaning that it could be an approximation, and they were actually built by the Draconids. This will explain the similarities between both cultures and how they are connected by infinite energy. When Rayquaza Megavolved, it happened because of a meteor that the Draconids called the Rainbow Stone. While in Johto we have Ho-Oh, whose power to revive Pokémon comes from infinite energy, and Ho-Oh's feather is called the Rainbow Wing. This is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I am already working on a couple more, so I'll just leave it as thanks for watching and see you soon.